just about do it. It got feisty at the end. Steelheads pick up their second straight win against the Americans behind 2 goals from Nicholas Kanade. A 4-2 win over the Steelheads here on this Friday night in downtown Boise. And Kanade and Robideau in the mix now. Oh boy, watch out here. Both teams are converging at one another. The officials are in on it. They're going after our Curry, it looks like. Every single player on the bench that is left is out on the ice. And this could get ugly here. Jacobs wants a piece of our Curry. Brodzinski has dropped his gloves. A couple of jabs going on. Keller and Robideau are tangled up. The circus from Allen is certainly on display. Pelton Bice holding Jacobs back. Jacobs still going at our Curry, and Jacobs is going after our Curry. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Cheap stuff from Allen once again. Everyone on the ice. Bodies are flying everywhere. The Allen Americans have taken all the clowns into the building tonight. Helmets, gloves, sticks everywhere. Miller and Gould going at it a little bit.
And now you got coaches
Costello
going. Yep.
is on the bench barking. And chaos has broken out here at the Idaho Central Arena.
Welcome back, fans, to the ECHL Insider. I'm your host, Garrett Hunter. What a wild week of hockey it was. You just saw the end of the Allen Americans Idaho Steelheads game from Friday night. So a lot of penalties came out of that one. 6 players were punished for their actions at the end of the game. A lot of players were in the penalty box, came out, and you saw the tempers boil over at the end of that one. So 6 players disciplined from that game. That was not our fight of the week alone. Toledo and Norfolk had a similar situation on Sunday evening, and you'll see that fight at the end of this episode. Well, let's get to some scores from around the league, and then we will have a special announcement and then our top 5 games of the week. Well, we mentioned the Norfolk Admirals and Toledo Walleye. They played a 3-game series last week, back-to-back shootout wins for the Admirals, and then that game 3 did not go their way, a 9-1 Walleye victory. Also, the Orlando Solar Bears were swept in a 3-game set against the Wheeling Nailers. All 3 of these games, 4-3 Nailer victories. They extend the win streak. And for the Solar Bears, real heartbreakers. They've now lost 10 straight games, but 5 of those have gone into overtime. Also, the Adirondack Thunder and Reading Royals played some interesting games this weekend. A 1-0 shootout win for the Adirondack Thunder. And then on Sunday afternoon, a 2-1 overtime win for the Royals. That game also ended up with a post-game brawl after the overtime winner for the Royals. That one, though, not nearly as bad as the other 2, so we will not show you that one at the end of today's episode. Well, the ECHL announced that Hockey Heritage Weekend in 2025 will be hosted in Kalamazoo, Michigan. The Wings Event Center, the host of the Heritage Weekend coming in 2025 for the ECHL, and this will also be the 50th year of hockey in Kalamazoo and their 15th in the ECHL. Well, let's get now to the top 5 games of the week. Let's start it off in the North Division. Trois-Rivières Lions and Norfolk Admirals on Saturday night. Norfolk has looked strong as of late, also been impressed with the way the Lions have played, so these are 2 close teams in the North Division in a very important Saturday night battle. The Orlando Solar Bears, we mentioned 10 straight losses for them, will take on their state rival, the Jacksonville Icemen, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. For the Icemen, though, they have 5 straight wins. These 2 teams very close in the South Division, so 3 important games for these rivals to win. At number 3, the Greenville Swamp Rabbits and the Newfoundland Growlers. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all up in St. John's. Growlers looked good for the most part last week against the Indy Fuel. Had some close losses to the Fuel, 2 out of 3. And Fuel looked really good in that series, impressed with the way they played in a difficult environment. But the Greenville Swamp Rabbits lead the Eastern Conference right now. What a test it'll be at home for the Newfoundland Growlers. Look to see them respond against the Swamp Rabbits, but the Swamp Rabbits have been such a difficult team to beat so far this year. And number 2 comes from Southwest Florida, the Adirondack Thunder, Florida Everblades, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Florida coming off 5 straight losses right now, back-to-back losses to the Savannah Ghost Pirates. How do they respond? Adirondack, top of the North Division. Such a hard team to beat. They have at least 1 point in 17 straight games. What a hard team this is to beat. I think the Everblades will have their hands full, but definitely a difficult environment to play on the road in Hertz Arena. So we'll see how the Thunder can handle this test. And our top game of the week, Wednesday night, Fort Wayne Komets and Kansas City Mavericks. You won't want to miss this one. Mavericks have looked really good as of late. Komets have looked good as of late. So a non-division road test for the Komets. Like to see if they can pull off a huge win over Mountain Division Kansas City. Well, our second fight of the week between Toledo and Norfolk. Check that out. Also notice the Norfolk goalie you see that comes into the frame. That was the backup goalie for the Admirals in that game. He left the bench and was suspended 5 games for his actions. So enjoy the big fight, and we'll see you next week.
It's not happy about taking a hit there in the last couple of seconds. Yeah, he is not happy at all. Timo Bayev just threw a punch at Willits. And John Letherman not happy as well. He's involved in it. And look out. Yeah, now everybody's got, Carson Denomy's got a hold of it. And yeah, Stead has come off the bench to try to get at John Letherman. All this started because of Timo Bayev hitting Jake Willits when he got less than 10 seconds to go. Bliss, now he's throwing punches with Fedoruk. Willits still tangled up down in the corner. Finally, they're going to be separated. Everybody else, it looks like, is going to cool off. Stead came flying off the bench for Norfolk to try to go at John Letherman because John Letherman wasn't happy.